I wanted to give you a review of the city of Valladolid. I took a bus here from Cancun and transferred me downtown. I did get a little disoriented when I got off the bus, but it was nighttime and I didn't quite figure out my landmarks until I got here. But once I was here, it was easy to get around. I found my hostel. Chay Hostel is where I stayed, which was really nice. The rooms were very clean, very comfortable. It is a bit of a younger crowd, but it wasn't loud except for the roosters in the morning. Those were really loud. They started about 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Otherwise, it was a very, very nice place to stay, and I highly recommend it, especially the private rooms with the private bathrooms. Probably the highlight of my trip was Casa Venado, which is a private art collection. It's in a house where people live, and there's 3,000 pieces of art in that house. So really worth a trip to visit to get the private tour of that collection. Of course, Chichen Itza was wonderful. It's very touristy. There's a lot of souvenirs being sold on the property. It is a little confusing. I couldn't bring the microphone for my GoPro or my DJI, but otherwise they had lockers right there so I could lock it up and bring that in. You do have to pay extra if you want to bring a camera to have permission to film while you're there, and you have to pay both a federal and a state tax in order to get into the facility. Once you're there, you can walk around and see all the venues. You can pay for a private guide. It's all available there. The food here was wonderful. I ate at the same mercado almost every evening, but at different vendors there, different cocina económicas. They had a lot of activity going on in the square, but that's probably one of the things to warn you about is there's a lot of tour buses that go visit Chichen Itza during the day. They come and visit a cenote and they stop in Valladolid for food or to see the local culture before heading back to Cancun or wherever they're going. So heads up that about 5 to 6 o'clock things get really busy on the square, but it's when all the vendors also come out too. The town's very easy to get around when the sidewalks were in good shape. I did take a couple side streets which were a little different for me, but otherwise pretty easy to move. It's a beautiful place. It doesn't have an ocean, but it does have cenotes. I did visit the cenote in town, Cenote Zassi. I'm going to tell you, it really wasn't a win for me. The stairs were really steep, moss-covered, damp, so it's slippery and a little dangerous. There was an easier way to get down to the bottom, but I didn't see that until I was already down there. The water's very deep, and you need to wear a life jacket. So heads up if you go to Cenote Zassi. There's other cenotes in the area, I just didn't have time to go visit them. But I did spend some quality time by the pool at my hostel. Otherwise, I'm taking the bus now from here to Playa del Carmen, and I will check in from there as I make my way back to Puerto Morelos.